Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 22-23 school year. This is Amy Hall, your ELA Curriculum Coordinator, and I am so excited to just get this year started. So welcome to all the new staff to Weatherford ISD. You have found a special place to call home, and welcome back to returning staff. So we're just going to dig into the ELA curriculum, and I know that some of you may not teach ELA, and you may be going through these curriculum overviews and thinking, I don't need this, but you never know when you might. And I think it's a great thing to know what your team teachers are teaching and what we're all about in each of the content. So it's just great to get an overview across the board. And then we're going to give you dig-in time later to dig into your content of your choice and dig in a little bit further. But let's just do a quick overview of ELA. And I'm just going to teach you what's new in our curriculum this year. So I'm at the staff page, and I'm just going to go to the SSO. I'm going to go ahead and log in, and that's just a reminder to everyone of where we find the curriculum. And then I'm going to go to the curriculum tab. And for these purposes, this is a 3rd through 5th session. And so I'm just going to pick right in the middle, 4th grade, and I'm going to go to ELA. Now, don't forget all these other great tabs here. You can find your assessment calendar, personalized learning time activities, social and emotional resources. So many great things here. If you've never taken the time to look at our PD Hub, it's pretty packed great with information. As a new teacher, I would be getting familiar with what's available. But let's just, for these purposes, stick to ELA. All right. And so I know that it's going to give me my pacing guide and just the big picture, but I'm going to go ahead and click on first 6 weeks to get the detailed curriculum. And right here, not much has changed on this first page. We did move the table of contents from its own page to just right here. These are all linkable. And this is everything that's in your curriculum documents for ELA. So if you want to talk assessments with your team or your PLC meeting, boom, right here, you can just go and there's a page for assessment. Maybe you're meeting with your team at the beginning of the 6 weeks to plan all the shared reading for the 6 weeks up front, and you're going to get that planned and out of the way. Just click on shared reading and boom, it takes you to that section. So you'll just use this as like a table of contents that's linkable, hyperlinked to take you to the places you need to go in our documents. You'll also notice that our documents, the length of them are cut at least in half in ELA. And that's because we've embedded some TEKS checklist instead of listing every TEK out on your documents. We know in ELA that we're teaching tons of TEKS all the time. And when we list those out in your curriculum, it makes our documents long. And feedback from teachers last year, you wanted them shorter and concise. And so that's exactly what we've done. You'll see any important dates, and just note that if any of your units are going to extend past the 6 weeks, it'll be highlighted right here, and I'll indicate that in the days that you're teaching the unit. So it'll always be here for you. Now, if you're new, or even if you're returning, you might want to process this and listen to this video at a later time, and so it'll be linked right here in the curriculum overview video. Maybe you haven't registered your Heinemann kits and you're not sure how to do it. There's a video teaching you how and also a handout. Want to know the instructional minutes? Because there have been some changes this year. You'll go here for that, and then your district calendar, and then some other cool resources that you'll have right here. Make sure to check these out. These two columns will never change. In fact, all 3 won't. They'll stay the same. But you want to know what's available to you at your fingertips. I would probably print some of these items so I had them in my planning binder. So let's go ahead and get to the heart of the curriculum and what's new. You'll see visuals of the products that we have for each of the components of literacy, as well as extra books that we've purchased because we know we're professional learners and we're always learning and growing in this district. And I know what it's like to be a new teacher and walk into a classroom with tons of resources and you don't know what they're for. So we've provided visuals and a list of resources you should have as a literacy teacher in WISD. The other thing that we're super proud of is the Learning Hub, or the Resource Hub. This is a place where you can go. It was requested by teachers to have resources at your fingertips regarding literacy. You'll see that it's in alphabetical order, starting with alphabetic knowledge and ending with the Writing Strategies book. Now, we are still building this hub, so you'll see some pages are sparse and some are blank. That's because we're still building it. We took all the modules from the Reading Academies and have resources downloaded for each model from the Reading Academies. And we also have things like BAS right here and Patterns of Power and the Reading and Writing Strategies book that are resources in our district, and you might want to know more about those resources, and they're listed. You also might note that a 3rd through 5th grade teacher sees a hub for literacy stations. Well, we don't do literacy stations in 2nd through 5th grade at all in Weatherford ISD because we believe in building stamina for students, and they need to be independently reading and writing, not going through stations. So in order to prepare them for the end of the year and STAR 2.0, we really build their stamina in reading and writing, and we don't do stations. So my point to telling you that is the resource hub is for all grade levels, but there'll be some parts that just aren't applicable to you. Most of your kids are going to come to you having alphabetic knowledge. But there was one year I taught 4th grade, and I had a student that didn't know their letters and sounds. I did not have a clue how to help that student because I was an upper grade teacher. Had I had a resource hub and activities I could have done with that student, it would have been super helpful. So take time when you're given time today to explore to check out what's in the resource hub and check back on a regular basis because we'll continue to update the whole hub until it's complete. If you find that I'm missing a resource or a topic, just click right here, my name, and email me and let me know. And I'll be happy to add something to the hub for you. And then I just listed common websites I thought as a literacy teacher you might need. You still have your unit focus, and you'll definitely want to click on these day-by-day overviews because it breaks down each lesson of the unit, and a lot of teachers use this for their lesson plans. It seems to be very helpful to you guys, but this I'll break down the unit and what it's about and give you those day-by-day overviews. We still have unit vocabulary, vertical connections, and misconceptions. And now you'll see that all assessments are located on one page. Let me take just a minute to explain the difference this year with assessments. We have CBAs, which is our curriculum-based assessment that we take at the end of the unit. And as you know, STAR 2.0 will be implemented this year, meaning reading and writing will be on the Reading STAR assessment at the end of the year. It will be an ELAR assessment. And that means everything we do in grammar with patterns of power, revising and editing, writing about our reading, literary essay, those are all going to be embedded in addition to your reading assessment. Don't panic, I've got you covered, and we'll do lots of trainings to get you ready so that you know what to expect. But I do want you to know in order to get ready for STAR 2.0, even though we don't believe in drilling and killing and prepping for STAR all year, we'll have a genre for that, a unit for that, if you will. But we know that our CBAs need to mimic that so kids have opportunities to practice like they're going to be assessed at the end of the year. So I've moved the Lucy Calkins Units of Study assessment resources to your formative assessments. I'm thinking you can use those incredible pre and post assessments throughout your unit as you see fit, even maybe through your read aloud time to really assess those big skills of the unit. So I still want you to use those as you see fit because our kids are going to have short answer responses, and there's nothing better to prepare them for than this type of unit assessment. However, for our CBA, I'll be creating assessments that have the new item types. Sometimes you'll see revising or editing, short answer response, and even essays will be on some of your assessments. So I am working on those as we speak, and know that they'll be updated and linked soon because I know you want to think about the end in mind. But if you're doing a fiction unit, your assessment will be on fiction. And as we progress, after we've exposed the children to many genres, I might have a unit assessment that reassesses some of those genres as well. So you'll see those listed here and linked here. And again, I'm working on that, and I'll send you a grade level email to let you know when those have been linked. And then you get to just the heart of our curriculum. We have five parts to literacy: word study, which is the green section. And then we have reading workshop, which is the orange section. We have shared reading, which is the yellow section. interactive read aloud, the teal section, and then writing workshop. And so we'll just start at the end and work our way back up. Writing workshop is going to give you a summary of what it is, what the plan looks like when we teach an actual workshop lesson, and then I'll break down the unit for you and remind you how to get ready with your team. And then what's new is you'll have a TEKS checklist that lists all of the TEKS that you're covering in the unit, and then highlighted will be power TEKS or focus TEKS, if you will, the ones that are the most important. Because again, we know that we teach lots of TEKS in ELA, but sometimes you need help on focusing on what are the most important ones, and I've done that for you in the curriculum. And you'll see now a TEKS checklist in each part of the curriculum. And then I'll still break down the bins of the unit, the groups of lessons. I'll try to give you extra days as I can, and then your focus TEKS will be listed at the end. When I come back up to, I'm going to skip and go to reading, because reading looks the exact same way as writing. What does it look like? How do I get ready? Teacher tip, these two columns you will refer to often. So I know I talked about the resource hub and all the resources, but embedded in each part of your 5 parts of literacy, I'll put the links that you need for that part of your literacy framework. So this is reading workshop. These are things you're going to refer to on a regular basis as a reading teacher. So I would highly recommend you print these and put them in your reading section of your planning binder, because trust me, you'll need these at your fingertips. Again, you have a TEKS checklist and the breakdown of all the bins. Now let's go ahead and just talk shared reading and read aloud. For shared reading, it does look a little different. So if you're returning, you remember last year you had the resource, the comprehension toolkit, and I had certain lessons I asked you to do during shared reading across the week. And then I asked you to then do free choice on the other genres. Based on teacher feedback, I've changed that. I'm going to tell you which lessons are appropriate for this time of year and that go well with your reading unit for this time of year as well. But I want you to choose which lessons you want to weave in, and you have a choice. You don't have to do all the comprehension toolkit lessons that I recommend. This 6 weeks, I'm recommending book 1 and 2 for grades 3, 4, and 5 to pull lessons from. You can do that through shared reading, or you can do it in your extra days built in during reading workshop. The choice is truly up to you this year. And again, you don't have to use all the lessons. Use the ones that you think would benefit your kids. And maybe there are some lessons in the comprehension toolkit, again from book 1 and 2 for this 6 weeks, that you think your whole group doesn't need, but there's a small group of students that need it. Then you can use the comprehension toolkit in a small group instead of whole group. So if you will read this section when you have time to dig in, it will explain it. And if you have any questions about that change, don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. Your read aloud is planned for you through the units of study, and I'll always let you know that information here and where to turn to in your unit to get that important information. You also have a TEKS checklist for read aloud and for shared reading. Because I know that you spiral the TEKS, your TEKS checklist will look a little bit different. It will span across all the 6 weeks because each of you will be planning your own shared reading and read aloud. And so you'll want, I don't know which TEKS you're going to choose to focus on, but this will help you track the TEKS as you plan your read aloud and your shared reading. So your TEKS checklist for read aloud and shared reading span across all the 6 weeks, whereas your other units, it's just for that 6 weeks. It's a checklist. But again, in each part of your literacy, you have a TEKS checklist, so you can keep track of those TEKS you're teaching. Last but not least, the most changes have been made in your word study, and you're going to see that I've planned the whole thing for you. As we think about word study now being woven into your new STAR test, it's important I prepare you. So you're going to see a suggested weekly schedule, and then I have planned out each week for you. You will see some new topics, so if you have any questions about how the week looks, please reach out and let me know. But in Explore time, please make sure you check these pages because I've planned the entire week for you, and I've given you a sample schedule. So I hope this quick overview lets you know just a little bit about what's new in the ELA curriculum. I hope you have the best year. Please reach out for support. I really do want to help you. Have a great year.